The following program is a production of WLRN Public Television.
Hi, I'm Meredith Port, and I am in the cold upstate New York for an international summit of images and voices of hope. It's a gathering of people in the media who have come together to think about how it is that they might make a difference in the world through their work.
It's a dialogue project that convenes people in the media to look at the impact of public image making and public storytelling on humanity. We had our first conversation in New York City in June of 1999. About 200 journalists and media people of all sorts crammed into a room in New York City. It was extremely lively, and that really was the beginning.
This group has come together because of a common concern we all have on media and the impact of media in our modern societies.
What do we say and what do we do about and how do we talk about and address the entire system that produces media, that is media, to create that healthy space?
If we go back to that truth, purity, and purity of our intentions in our storytelling, then our stories will impact, and if we're to transform it all, we have to touch the soul of the nation.
What we're doing here is what's called a World Cafe. It starts to get us connected at the level of our heads and our hearts and what we really care about.
And I think the power of these kinds of conversations, connecting the dots, are what allow us to bring ideas into reality that I think we all share in terms of the values and where we want to go.
And intimacy came up at every table. How do we get to know each other better?
IBM, the U.S. government, name it, all these things. We've been looking at them for 50 years and writing about them, and now they're falling apart. You can totally miss the coming act because you're so riveted on the thing that's unraveling. And meanwhile, over here is this thing that's coming to light, and you don't even see it. You don't have a lens for it, you don't have a framework for it, you don't have anything for it, and you become exhausted and desperate looking at the thing that's dying.
I mean, it's not about for and against.
Exactly.
This is beyond dualism.
Exactly, and people don't get it. There's an automatic assumption that if you're for this, you're against that.
That's what Gandhi called the Sarvodaya society, where everyone is a winner.
Several years ago, I started the Common Ground Film Festival. Last year, the United Nations recognized the film festival and has asked me to take some of the films and to go to, for example, Guyana, Nigeria, Somalia, to catalyze public conversations using films.
And looking at the challenges of our country, South Africa, where HIV and AIDS has reached its height.
So you're actually public television for Africa?
Yes, I am public television. We need to take broadcasting out of the box. We need to use creativity to find new solutions. I was inspired to attend because in my view, I think there is a power in storytelling and there is the power in mass media. It is a media that can be used as a catalyst to social action. It is a media that can be used to empower.
I have been a journalist for 5 years with Voice of America.
I was privileged to be the founding editor of Spirituality and Health magazine.
The world that I work in really is theatrical film and television series. Turned into a recovering computer geek shortly after I came here and saying, what can I do to make the world a better place?
And I worked for the CBS Evening News and for 48 hours and ended up leaving and going to ABC News and working as a senior producer, Investigations for 2020. Now with Bill Moyers as his correspondent in Washington. That's the past, so what am I going to do next is really what I'm thinking about and excited about. And it's kind of interesting, it's almost like, Jungian, that after doing something a certain way, really focusing on what's wrong, and how can I tell people about that, to in the next half of my life, telling people about what's good, showing them the light.
I'm delighted to be here and meet so many people who are interested in the many, many diverse voices in our world and how to communicate between them. My name is Nancy Gruver, and I'm the founder of a magazine called New Moon Magazine. It's a magazine by and for girls ages 8 to 14 that my daughters and I started 14 years ago. The magazine is run by girls, it is written mostly by girls, and it's all about girls' lives. And our mission really is to bring their voices to the world with respect, so that people can hear what they have to say, take them seriously, and girls are part of the solution.
I have a strong connection to the largest teachers union. I'm a partner with the head of the American Association of School Administrators. My husband is a school superintendent. And my interest in being here is that I know zero about media, and I know that there are technologies that really need to be harnessed. For example, with Knowledge Works, there's this notion that teachers everywhere have knowledge, but they're so siloed that knowledge isn't getting distributed. Next week, I'm talking to everybody from bus drivers to kitchen workers to secretaries to superintendents to the governor of Maine. I am trying to formulate what I'm going to be saying to these 2,000 people, and it is something about how that we can bring about macro change through this, and that when your little kid at 5:30 in the morning gets on the bus, that the way that you think about that person and greet that person will make all the difference in the world.
Sometimes when we are on our own and a bit, well, you know, am I doing the right thing? Is it going to go somewhere? Is someone going to be interested by that kind of story? And ultimately the answer is yes. And when you come with people and when you gather in a place like here and for that, you just realize, yes, there is a space for that and people are interested in that. But it's certainly worth the effort.
I just want to emphasize that when people watch the television, to watch for people speaking from their brain, speaking from their heart, or speaking from their soul, and to try to differentiate between that. And when someone is really speaking from their heart, pay attention, because our planet doesn't have a lot of heart-centered communication. And so whenever you notice someone is speaking from the heart, it's really important that it connects to your heart.